Hey guys, okay, I'm going to do a video. I had said that I was going to do a video trying to give pointers from a beginner's point of view like me, with some do's and don'ts and mistakes not to make when you're starting out streaming. This is a hobby for me. So if you're in the same situation where lockdowns happened, we're all stuck in the house, we've decided we're going to do some streaming, you've got the PC, your PC is good enough to stream, so you're trying to stream, you're trying to get a half decent looking stream, or you're trying to get a half decent looking video so you can do content on YouTube and what have you, but you're not on a massive budget. I'm going to try and give you some pointers in the right direction so you can have a half decent looking stream. I think mine looks okay now. I've still got a long way to go, as I've said previously, but it does look a lot better than it did at the start, and it also I also think that that makes a huge difference from where I was at the beginning. So I'm going to give you some pointers. I'm going to give you some ideas of what I'll give you some ideas of what I'm using, and things to try and avoid doing, like I did, because all that happens here is you just end up learning the hard way and the expensive way. So do's and don'ts for me is don't do what I did. I went out there, spent a lot of money trying to get a cheap webcam that was good, going by reviews on Amazon and what have you. There is some webcams out there that are very cheap that you could use. I mean, if you're in a really, really tight budget, things like this, for example, from Amazon, they're dirt cheap. Some of them are junk, some of them are not too bad. The ones that I've got here, this one that I'm holding in particular, it's okay. I'll put some links in, obviously, at the end of this. This one's okay. If you were really stuck, you could use something like this. I was using this at the start. There is some really important factors you need to take into consideration. Lighting is a huge thing. You don't need to spend a fortune, obviously. This is what this is about, not spending a fortune, but lighting is definitely a big thing. Even with the cheapest of the cheap webcams that get good reviews, if you don't have decent enough lighting, your image is going to look terrible. So that's something that you really need to consider. If you're on a really, really low budget, fine, get something like that, but try and pick one that people are saying they've been using it and they're getting decent image out of it. A lot of people will give you reviews and things that are getting used for Zoom meetings and Skype and things like that, which is fine. But big thing obviously is what the image quality is. A lot of them will do 1080p at 30 FPS. Some of them will do 720p at 60 FPS. But again, as I say, it doesn't matter what that is. If the lighting's not good, it won't look good at all. Mics wise, headsets and things, I was using, but I still use my headset for streaming, but I'm using my own like condenser mic to record my voice now. The mic that's in my headset is actually quite good. A lot of the gaming headsets and stuff have good mics in them. You can always apply filters and things to them to make them sound even better. But for streaming, if you're going to be streaming games and stuff, headset mics are great. Just make sure yours sounds okay. If it sounds good for you, it probably sounds good for everybody else. These are things that a lot of people use. A lot of people sound perfectly fine on them. If you're going to be doing videos and stuff, obviously you're not going to be wanting to sit with your headset on, so having an external mic or a condenser mic or a USB mic is probably a good idea. There are fantastic options out there, really, really good options out there. For example, the one that I'm using just now, it's a QF Studio Elite BM240 condenser mic. Now, it is fantastic, and it is a budget mic when you consider what it comes with. It comes in one of these cases, comes with the condenser mic, the cradle to hold the mic, and a cable. Also, I got the mic stand kit, which, as you can see in the picture, it comes with everything that you're going to need. Now that in the UK cost me 55 quid all in, and that was it delivered. Now you can get it on eBay and stuff, and they will probably post internationally, but I think for the money it is absolutely outstanding. There's a soundbite from the company that did it. When I heard that, I knew straight away I had to buy one. They also do a USB version. It is the QF Studio Elite BM200 USB microphone. Now that is a phenomenal mic as well. If you don't have an audio interface, because obviously the version that I'm using is a studio mic, it needs a 48 volt Ghost power supply, so the USB one doesn't. I've got an audio interface which is perfect for it, so the USB mic will plug straight into your PC and it works really, really well, and it sounds really good as well, and it is very, very cheap. I think you can pick it up for £35 in the UK. Audio interface wise, as I say, because I'm using one, again, It's a budget one for me. I'm using a Behringer Xenix 1002 FX audio interface, which picked up used for something like 25 quid. You can pick them up new for about 40-45 quid online. Again, you don't need to go down the route of getting blooming expensive ones. I know there's a lot of good ones out there, but personally I don't have any issue with what I'm using just now. As I say, it is about being on a budget here. If you're throwing a lot of money at it and you had plenty of money to spend, obviously you would go with the best of gear, but I don't think you really need to. If you're at the stage where I am, just a beginner, this is a hobby, you're just trying to get something that looks good. Camera wise, for me, as I say, the webcam scenario was a big mistake for me. I just went down the road of getting loads of different webcams to try. Some of them I got for free for reviewing them, but at the end of the day, all of them are the same. The good ones are very similar, the terrible ones are really bad. For me, the way to go is to get even a used DSLR. Now, the camera that I'm using just now is a Canon EOS M3. I'm using software on it, which is called CHDK. Basically what that does, it's like a software that runs in the background on an SD card that gives you a clean HDMI out, so that you see the image that you see for me just now. There's no numbers and ISO things and various information about what the camera's doing on it. So that for me is the way to go. The camera I bought used with a 2-year warranty from a company called CEX. It was 180 quid. Now that is a bargain. It's 24 megapixel, really good camera. You need to get a continuous power supply for it, which you can pick up on Amazon for 19 quid. So that in itself is a bargain. And the lens, everybody out there is saying you need to get lenses that cost 350 quid to make the camera look good, to make your image look good. That's rubbish. The lens that I'm using just now is a lens it's made by a company called New Year. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's a 25mm f1.8 lens that is compatible with the Canon camera. Comes delivered for 55 quid. You it comes in a bag. You get a lens cleaning kit, everything that you need. But that is the lens that I'm on and the camera that I'm on just now. I can't show you it because obviously I'm using it. But the lens like that with those sort of specs, you need that so that you get the sort of I'm in focus image, but the background's blurry. That's what everybody likes. Everybody likes to go for that image, unless you're using a green screen, which you can still use it for that as well. But that lens was 55 quid, as I say, and I think it was an absolute steal. There's no need for me to go and spend 350 quid on a lens that does similar. I get fantastic reviews as well before I bought it. So again, I will put links up to these things. Now, obviously, audio-wise, you can hear and see that this looks reasonably good. So I've pretty much told you exactly what I'm using. I think the total cost between the camera and the mic and other things, 350 quid maximum. So I reckon I spent 150 quid buying junk at the start. So don't do that. That's the learning the hard way scenario, because that's basically what happens. You buy junk that doesn't really work well, or it never seems good enough for you, and you end up spending more money trying to get it better and better and better. YouTube is a phenomenal source of information. You can get loads of different information from loads of different people. There's guys out there that are doing this professionally. They obviously have been through the whole scenario. From my point of view, I'm a beginner at this. This is my first real sort of video to try and give you some decent pointers from my perspective. So feel free to send me a message or ask any questions, and I will help you as best I can. Capture card. Now, a lot of people will send you to go and buy an Elgato. That's fine. They are fantastic, but they are expensive. Now, this capture card cost me £17 delivered, and it's basically the same as an Elgato 60 from what I can gather. It has got an HDMI through on it, so you've got HDMI in plus HDMI out, then USB to your computer. So I use that solely for capturing my Switch and streaming it. I've not really done much with it, but I bought it to try it out and it works perfectly well. You can adjust the settings on it. It'll stream at 4K actually as well. It'll go up to 4K, but you can adjust everything on it. So if you match up the device that you're using, if it's putting out an NTSC or whatever, you match that up to that card and you can use it. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, the capture card that I'm using with the camera I've got is very similar, but it's like a cheap version of an Elgato Camlink, and it was 16 quid. And as you can see, it works perfectly well. So again, you don't need to go and spend massive amounts on the best of gear. there's no need for it. There's perfectly good ones out there that you can use. I was amazed at the image quality, and well, from what I'm using just now, I think for the money it's fantastic. Software wise, you've got options software wise. Obviously I'm using Streamlabs OBS. There's loads of things you can do with that. I've got the premium version of Streamlabs, and the reason I bought the premium version of Streamlabs is it comes with access to own 3D overlays. So the overlay that you can see in this image just now, and the starting and ending screens that you see, it comes free of charge with that software that I'm using. So you pay the premium price. So it's technically not free of charge. So you're paying the premium price, which is about, I think I paid something like 80, 85 or 90 quid, whatever it is. So for that, you're getting all these acts that you can change, you can use, you can alter it, you can make up loads of different ones. Normally you pay 30, 40 quid for one, which I have done. I've got my own one, but I've been using this one just to try, just for something different. They work fantastically well. They're very easy to set up, and they're integrated to Streamlabs OBS. So for a beginner, it will be easy to set up for you, or it will be easier to set up. Again, setting these things up, YouTube is a great source of information. There's loads of guys out there that will show you step by step how to set it up and what to do. Fantastic bit of software. Loads of filters, loads of add-ons, loads of features that you can do to make your image better, make your audio quality better. So that is the way I would go as well. There's different ones out there, loads of different versions out there, other things out there, but that's the one that I would say go for that. Software, audio-wise, music-wise, I mean, I've been using Spotify. Streamlabs is a good one. If you go into Spotify and search royalty-free music, you'll be able to find royalty-free music by loads of different people, which you can perfectly legally use as background music and stuff in your streams and videos. Now, if you try and use music from artists that are in the charts, for example, you'll get a strike, because that's the way things are going. They're looking for royalties for that. So the best way to do it, obviously, is use royalty-free music. There's loads of them out there. It's dead easy to play. You just play it in the background and pick it up in the software. Again, once you go through the software guides, you'll be able to work all that out as a step-by-step thing. As I say, I hope that this has given you a wee bit of a pointer towards what you want to try and do. Now, budget-wise, ultra budget, if you're on an ultra low budget, then great. Use what you can. Try and get the best image you can, excuse me. There's loads of options out there, but for my money, the setup that I'm using, for the money it cost me, I am over the moon with it. Still got a lot of tweaking to do, still got a lot of other stuff to do. This isn't a fancy video that I've went and used video editing software. This is just me speaking to you guys with my camera and the music and recording it, trying to give you some pointers. As I say, I hope it's helped. I hope you enjoy it, and feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, you can check out the Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/NinjaGordy. You'll get notifications when I'm streaming online. Again, if there's any questions, feel free to drop me a message. I'll try my best to answer them, and also I'm going to put links into the video so that you can go and see the things that I'm using, and it'll give you some sort of idea of the cost involved. So guys, enjoy your streaming, enjoy your content creation, and hopefully I shall see you again. The best, guys.